Ja, kunnen we beginnen? Oké. Zijn we live dan? Gaan we aftellen? Oh, we zijn al live. We had to wait for a full year and then it seemed we were already live. Welcome everybody here at the Kazerne Design Award. A very good welcome. Yes. Wow. Isn't it good to be back? After a full year we've seen design only on screens. We only had talks on screens and finally we're here and now I do it myself. So you know, between the lines, I just explained to all the designers here that they have to keep within the lines. So I'm the first to break the rule, but that's my privilege. Because I'm the moderator, I will be guiding all the young designers through the evening. There will be 8 of them who are going to present their work. They're all graduates of the Design Academy here in Eindhoven. I've had, of course, a quick look through the designs, and it ranges from geopolitical research into full force crazy creativeness, into all the ranges from Africa down to what do we do with the seas. So there's a full range, a full palette of what the Design Academy here in Eindhoven has to offer in talent. And I think especially this year the prize is more valuable than ever. It's almost a little bit a lost generation we have this year, because these students, they graduated and almost, well, for some of them, while graduating, while looking for an internship, the world closed down. And I was in Milan last week and it was their graduation show actually, and it was called I Missed Your Call, because when they tried to phone for an internship there was nobody there. When they called the gallery, I'm graduating, here's my work, nobody answered. But finally your call is heard. We didn't miss your call, you're here tonight at the Design Academy. And I think reaching out to the designers and to the rest of the world with this award makes it more valuable than ever. The host of the Kazerne, which is partly also the name giver, of course the full name giver, but also partly the host of the evening, is Annemoon Geurts on behalf of the Kazerne. And may I please have a very, very warm welcome for Annemoon. There's a microphone over there. It's on.
Thank you.
Yeah. Haven't you missed this? Oh. Being on stage in your own place. Oh, finally people, interaction.
Tears and talks.
Tears and talks. Wow, that's going to be the vibe tonight. And I think that's a good vibe. Tears and talks. And afterwards drinks, right?
Yeah, of course.
We're in the Kazerne.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see you all, to have the energy again. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy as an alumnus from Design Academy 4 ages ago to being able to give you this podium. And very grateful, of course, for our sponsors, Stichting Loyola, Lamy, Karen, Gijs. So nice you're doing this to give these youngsters a stage, to give them a prize, what they can start off. So thank you. And I'm also really, really happy that the winner of last year is here. And she can tell about her progress in a year's time. And of course, this was the most bizarre time ever. So I hope that this somehow can contribute to the launch of your careers. And we're going to follow you. We're going to look at you wherever you are. And I'm really curious about how you're going. And curious about the winner, of course, tonight.
Yes. Can I invite you on stage, please? Yeah. That was the winner of last year. Woo! So how was your year?
Absolutely crazy. Yes, absolutely crazy, and I think for everybody else the same. But indeed, the September kicked off really well with this 5,000. So it was a great kickstart.
5,000, you know, I don't know about you guys in the room here, but there are months I don't get to spend 5,000 euros.
Indeed.
So that's a lot of money.
Indeed.
Yeah.
No.
So how did you spend it? Honest, eh? Be honest.
Well, what I can say is that really it helped me to kickstart the studio, to really get like really basic things going. And when I was here last year, I talked about the architecture project. And I said to Annemoon on Monday that it's come full circle because the project is coincidentally sitting outside, hanging in the front over there. So it's really amazing.
There's a new start. There's a fresh start.
Indeed.
So good that you're here.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, you can give to me. Before we start, how are you? 8 designers, how are you? Are you nervous? You're nervous? I feel the nerves, huh? I feel the nerves. That's good. That's good. Keep that tension. Keep that tension. It makes you eager here on the stage. But before I start, I would like to invite the members of the jury very quickly here on stage so everybody can see, especially for you designers, so you know who the jury is. Can I invite you very quickly on stage so we can all see the members of the jury? Please, please, you're cordially invited. Yes, yes, yes. Wow. These are the 6 jury members who are going to decide the winner. Is there like a chairman of the jury?
Yes, I am.
Is there one thing, Lami, of course, you're also one of the initiators of the prize, and it's good that you get a little bit of attention already, because of course Annemoon is the host, but you're, well, the sponsor, so to say. You make it possible. You make it, Annemoon makes it happen, but you make it possible.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Is there one thing that has a special attention for you as a jury? When it comes to talent, what do you look for?
Oh, well,
Of course.
it's, of course, we look at the idea of the designer, and that's also that's the first important thing. But what they tell about it tonight is also very important. So that's the 2 things we look at.
Okay, so
Yeah.
originality,
Yeah.
they're authentic in what they do, and how they're going to present themselves tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much. Can I have one more round of applause for the jury? Thank you. Yes. Yeah, you can go to your seat. So, a lot depends tonight on you, designers. Yes, we have to clean it, huh? There's still a little bit of virus going around. So you know, not to give you too much pressure, but the pitch is important. We've seen the work, the jury has read your work, but now you have to present it. But one thing, have fun, because it's a fun evening. There's a little bit of emotion in the room, but make it fun as well, because what you do, I've seen all the works, I saw them in Milan, I've seen all the works, and there's a lot of joy and research and effort in these works. I'm personally looking very much forward to tonight. And the first one I would like to invite here on stage is Tadeus Podratzky. Where are you? He is in the Zoom. Because there's still, you know, we're not there yet. We're not there yet fully. But that's the good thing of last year. We've learned how to cope with Zoom. Isn't it?
Sorry, say
it's
it
like
again?
almost like normal. And yes, you're there? Tadeus? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
That's
Yeah.
very important because you got 4 minutes. So you know when it's finished.
Okay.
4 minutes. The floor is yours.
Okay, hello. My name is Tadeus Podratzky. I graduated last year from Contextual Design Department with the project Metamorphosis. The Metamorphosis is a collection of objects and video performance that seeks to enhance the emotional bond to our surrounding environment. Through the questioning construction methods, emphasizing the authenticity and re-evaluating materials' ability to reveal character, I propose a new methodology of making, a reformulated approach to design based on emotional decision, unpredictability, and expression. Due to first coronavirus outbreak, during my graduation year, I returned from Netherlands and spent a couple of weeks in quarantine in my Prague studio. I didn't have access to materials, but I turned this handicap into a research opportunity and started to work only with materials I could find around or were easy to access, such as wood, textiles, various trash, as for example car parts, old ceramic pieces, or broken glass sheets. I realized that these materials had certain authenticity of scarcity, so I began reevaluating how we are approaching materiality and handmaking. I challenged myself to unlearn deep-rooted principles of formal designing and interrupt established practices of conventional construction methods. I was seeking the authenticity of expression and changed my design methodology based on the intuitive use of materials and emotional decision about the structure, shape, or construction process. I aimed to let the object grow through my hands by gluing and combining different elements like the process of bird nests weaving. This approach allowed me to have complete freedom, resulting in unpredictable outcomes, depending only on authentic personal expression. To reveal the material character, I came up with the creating through destroying methodology. My understanding of destruction is defined as the infinite loop when destruction and creation are one entity that renews itself. Oh my God. Oh, yes. I have learned that destruction has become a craft by repetitive usage with a clearly defined limits. But sometimes, when the limits are accidentally exceeded, it leads to a better understanding of the material, which can even improve the technique. I have researched this point of uncontrolled destroying in order to find new perspectives of materiality. In the metamorphosis of Gary Treatwell's iconic chair, I work with a handicraft technique that cannot be entirely under control, such as pouring colors and plastics, cutting and grinding with a chainsaw or other tools, using offcuts and sawdust as a building material. My goal was to reach unpredictability. I didn't design the object appearance, but it was the outcome of quick decisions and reaction to the material and object itself. In the final collection, I wanted to highlight the importance of rethinking our personal space. It is essential to connect with our surroundings intellectually, but I believe that now more than ever, it's crucial to research ways how to connect physically and emotionally. That's it, thank you.
Wow. Tadeus, can you, oh, is he gone? Is he gone? Tadeus, are you still there? Can you hear me, Tadeus? Oh, he can't hear me because he's still got a minute left. Yeah, can you hear me, Tadeus? Oh no, it's getting private now. This is. Oh no, this is the next one already. Okay, that's unfortunate. Tadeus, he still had a minute left. He's gone. I had a couple of questions, but still. The next one is already up. Maya, can you hear me? I don't think so. She's not laughing at me, is she?
Can
No.
you hear that?
I think she can you hear me? Mia, yeah, you can hear me?
Can you say something?
Are you there?
Ah, een sec. Een momentje. Can you hear me?
I thought we were all
Yes?
sort of comfortable with Zoom, but it's still, maybe it's a good thing that we're still not used to it. Huh? There's nothing to being in a room together. Mia, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's the most important thing. We can hear you. That's what it all is about. Where are you at the moment? Where are you situated?
Where are you situated?
Can I start?
Yeah, he's asking you where you're situated.
Oh, sorry. I'm in London, in the UK.
Okay. Are you ready for your presentation?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay. Your project's Urban Futures, and you know you have 4 minutes.
4 minutes, yes, okay.
Okay, are you ready? Because then we're going to start the time.
Oh my god.
That's actually better, I think, on the screen, right?
Was it? Is this better?
Yeah, we can see you now. It is you. Okay, are you ready for your presentation?
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Cool. Okay, hi. Sorry, this is really awkward on Zoom, but I'll try my best. So I'm Miya, I'm currently in the UK, and I graduated last year with my game called Urban Futures, and I graduated from Men and Wellbeing. So I realized that when I was moving around so much in my life, that every time we move somewhere, especially in our generation, we will always be at one end of the spectrum of changing the fabric of any local community or society that we move into. Oftentimes, this sadly can result in gentrification processes because we push locals out because we want to buy hipster coffee, and there are people that cannot afford it. So all of the changes that happen in society and in terms of urban planning is something that I was really, really passionate about, and I wanted to understand more of it because it is something that we will all be confronted with at one point in our lives. But I didn't know anything about it. I didn't study urban planning, and I didn't know where I should start. So I researched who's actually involved in urban planning processes and who has something to say and who should I talk to if I want to know anything about it. So while researching, I realized that there are different stakeholders and different people that have different agendas to push forward. So whether you're a local or you're a politician, your position will always change. So in order to have a good conversation with everyone around the table, I tried to come up with a solution, which in my case now was a board game, because I tried to find a tool and a method of conversation that can bring different opinions and different positions around the table where you can have a safe discussion and hopefully try and build better cities together. So my game Urban Futures is about building a successful city together and hopefully create cities that are healthier to live in and more sustainable and really can generate themselves better in the future. So in this game, you have 4 positions: the institutions, the market, the government, and the civil society. So you will randomly be allocated a position, and what you are trying to do is not only push your own agenda, but also listen and understand that empathy is important in order to create something successful together. By the end of the game, you will have built with the building blocks that each represent a different building. So for example, a school, a cultural heritage monument, or is it a shopping mall that can generate money and pushing out social housing? Whatever it is, you will have built this city together. The game takes around 60 minutes, and you will pull cards that tell you to build something that you can then discuss with your peers. So this whole game is about bringing people together that have different positions and also using it in different workshops or schools to then come to a healthy conclusion together and understand that this can be playful. Like, how can you make controversial and really complex topics interesting for people so they can read about it with a non-biased opinion and really understand other people's opinion? Because too often, as in any team project, and we all know this from work or university, they can be massive project failures if no one listens to each other. So this is what I wanted to do, give a complex issue a playful approach that you can use in schools or companies or in government, to use it as an icebreaker or even take it further and actually use it to build a successful city together.
Wow, thank you.
Stay on mute, you might ask the question.
If I would call your... Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If I would...
I can't really hear you. I'm sorry.
I will repeat the question.
Okay, you will repeat the question.
Yeah,
Am I pushing it too far if I call your game like a non-capitalist monopoly?
Are you pushing it?
Oh, I would love that. That's the best compliment you can give me. I was actually inspired by Monopoly because it teaches all of us so much about tax and capitalism, which are great, and we all remember it because we played it since we were 8. But how can we create something that does the opposite and teach us actual valuable lessons?
Okay, so
not that tax is valuable. But still.
We all love it here. It's Monopoly where everybody wins. Isn't that great?
A monopoly where everybody wins.
Kind of, hopefully.
Okay, well, we'll see at the end of the evening whether you've won tonight as well, Miya. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thanks. Can Pauline come on?
Yeah.
Okay, so we had the first 2. Yeah, a round of applause. As you can see, the sleeves are up. Oh. They're already celebrating. As you can see, the sleeves are up. We're all started now. We've had 2. There's 1 more in the Zoom. And from then on, it's going to be live here at the Kazerne. The next coming up, Paulien Nabben. Pauline, are you there?
Can you hear them? Can you hear them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your roommate. She's sharing a room with Miya.
They're working. You're working together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a little bit confusing for us here. Like, did the light change or anything? But it's a total new presentation. Pauline, are you ready?
Ready? Are you ready to go?
Yeah, ready.
4 minutes. Here you go. Good luck.
Okay. Hi, so I'm Pauline and my project is called Ambara. So during my time, for my internship, I went to Rwanda, and during my time there, we were developing furniture, tiles, lighting, and for this we had to research local craftsmen and the local materials. So that was really interesting, but somehow, even though there was a lot of development for fashion designers and the production of clothes, we couldn't really find any production of the textiles itself. So I was really interested into seeing maybe what we could do with that. I also looked into the soil, the environment of Rwanda, and noticed that in my eyes already there were a lot of really interesting potentials with vegetation that was growing there. So as I was there, I started talking with botanists, ecologists, to figure out what sort of plant species were interesting to use. Here I had different approaches, so we were looking at native species, which were actually really good for the environment itself. So as you produce the textiles, you would stimulate growing these species, which would increase the biodiversity in the country. But also into invasive species, so like the water hyacinth, which is now suffocating lakes, or waste streams like banana fibers, because as the banana is a monocarpic plant, it will only grow once, and once the bananas are off, it's a waste product, now often thrown away or burned. So for my project, part of my project is keep on looking into what are interesting vegetation to use and keep on researching those. So after I already mapped a few interesting species, I connected with a weaving co-op. This is a co-op that exists out of a group of women which are really specialized in weaving baskets and chairs and those kind of products. And they usually use fibers, but in a really big raw form, but they already have some knowledge into it. So with them together, I started thinking of different production techniques of how we could actually get more fine fibers out of these, out of the vegetation, and see what sort of interesting processes we could use to turn them into textiles. And for this, we're not only thinking about textiles for clothes, but also for upholstery textiles, which can be a bit more rough, or maybe even the filling for the upholstery, which now is a really bad plastic, which is really quickly gone and then thrown away. One of the most toxic pieces of a furniture piece. Alongside thinking of what sort of techniques we can use, you of course need some sort of objects, some sort of tools to help you actually apply those techniques. So we also started looking into what sort of tools we would need to use, for example, for now to strip the fibers, but also to needle punch them into very interesting materials for the upholstery fillings. So for this, I started making drawings and connected with metal workers in Rwanda. And together we started making prototypes of the tools. And this is still an ongoing process as well. But here are already two of the tools that we were working on. So the top one is a needle, is the fiber stripper, and the bottom one is the needle punch. So as these three come together, within my project, I want to keep these all going simultaneously and have it be an interesting collaboration between the three of them. And then hopefully from that, we will achieve more and more interesting, useful textiles or different types of textiles we can then use into, turn into interesting products. As of course a really good thing of using plant fibers, they're immediately compostable, so it's in compostable waste. And the interesting techniques or products we could then share the knowledge about through markets, information, tags, in my hope that because we developed everything within there with what's available on the market, it's a replicatable technique and we can spread this knowledge really easily.
Pauline,
and of course, I've already been wondering about what my next step would be. And my ultimate dream would of course be to discuss more and more interesting stuff. Oh, my time is up. Okay.
More than, your time's more than up.
Thank you.
Thank you for the extra time.